Hey, welcome. So in this video, I want to give an overview of exactly how to build an AI tool with a simple step-by-step method, which we actually used it to build it, so that you can also get inspired and start doing on this. And so all it took for us is maybe a few 30 minutes to 45 minutes. But of course, this is a tool we knew very well, but we had never built a tool like this earlier. So this is a LinkedIn profile creator. So what does this do is, we all know that when it comes to LinkedIn, having a right headline, a right summary can make a big difference. And we have been training this almost for many years, how to come up with the right headline, how to come up with the right summary. But we had never thought of building a tool like this, which can actually take the input and do this. So what this tool does is very clear. It is a LinkedIn profile creator, generate compelling headlines. So you give the basic details, right? The tool, like what is your title, what is your company name, who do you help. This is very critical. Who is your audience? In this case, I put VP sales and founders. What's the benefit they get, right? What is that you are trying to help them with? So drive sales revenue, I've written something. And how do you do it? What's the method? So this is the basic, like we have given. And of course, you can give some more details, like personalize your outputs, like maybe manufacturing. I want to just write more as a manufacturing. Then prospects job title is again VP sales, founders. The pain points we address is low sales, low pipeline visibility, tame sales deal closures, takes long time, CRM underutilization. So these are something I've written. Now I want to generate my profile, which gives me a headline, which gives me proper summary. Let's see. It takes some time to generate this. So let us see. So what it does is basically it is generated at least 3 pro headlines. As you see, an account manager, what is that exactly? VP sales, 30% through power. So we got to see whether this length is matching. But again, you can always optimize the length. One is more of authority based, another is value focused, and another is friendly. I help VP drive revenue, productivity. Let's connect if you are looking to improve your results. Then of course I give a very good headline, LinkedIn summary also. As you see, you can copy this summary. But then finally it also gives you conversation starter, right? Whether you want to start with a pain hook, whether you want to start with an insight hook, or whether you start with a value hook. So this is what this tool does. Actually, I'm sure you can try. But now that's the one part. But now let's see, how did we do this? So I have used the Claude for this. As you see here, the Claude is basically it worked most of the job, and it finally gave this tool LinkedIn profile script. So it did all the things for us. But for this to work, basically, if you really see, I had to do one thing, which is I gave a prompt. And I said, let's do a LinkedIn profile for salespeople by capturing the inputs and providing detail with multiple. So this document I uploaded, study this and build interactive tool. Of course, it started working. It gave a lot of details. What is the LinkedIn profile guide? All these things it summarized for me. So, but in the initial inputs, if you see, there are a lot of things it is doing what I have asked. And it finally gave all these detail, but then there are some issues, so I actually asked it to fix here. I tested, but I'm not able to do this, and immediately it went back and it tried to fix these things, and finally it fixed and gave me a final version, which is what I am using right now. But now the thing is, the Claude has done the most of the work. Now key question is, what is that input I gave? That Claude was able to do it so effectively, very quickly. That's the key part, because if you don't give that input, then nothing works. Claude will build something, I'm sure, but it may not build the way you want. Now to go for that, let's go back to our framework, what I use generally, which is the framework we have been using on how to build the tools, right? The decision science for what I call as AI builders. When building with AI, our philosophy is always you must start think first. That means you got to frame what is the problem we are solving, then what steps and outputs matter, and finally what's ethical, useful, and aligned. So in this case, let us see what did I. So the main thing is we wanted to build this tool for salespeople to optimize their LinkedIn profile to attract audience. The same can be used for other people, but we wanted to make this for salespeople because we have worked with many of the sales. What is that filtering? What steps and outputs? Now here we wanted to give very clearly there are certain inputs we want to take. So I shared the inputs, and what the tool has to give is the headline, summary, and the conversation starters. And finally, what's ethically useful? We want to make sure that we give the instruction that it has to be correct information, it aligned to the industry. So these are the things I use in the prompt. And then what is the framework we use, which is thinking, requirements, and prompt. That means I defined the problem, I created the requirements, which is the document, and I gave a simple prompt to that. So this matches to our tool. And what is that thinking? Where so salespeople, again, not optimized, the tool must provide a customized headline, and then the requirements is take inputs, what we are giving. There are 4 to 5 inputs, and then it is a convert, follow the instruction given as per the formula. We gave some formula how to do these things. And so now how did we arrive at this? So we have been training LinkedIn for very long. So what we have the complete knowledge about what is that output we want. So this is what generally we say when it comes to LinkedIn attracting. These are the 5 things. Who are you? Who is your prospect? What problem you're solving? What unique results, differentiation. This is what the input the tool wants, right? This is what when we train also we ask people to define this. And there are 8 steps to optimize profile. So in this case, we are mostly focused on the headline and the summary. That's the main thing. The other part we are not bothered. So for the headline, we always say how to make your headline very unique. So we have a formula, a good format to consider. We have always give this title, company name, we help, avatar, benefit, how. So we use this formula. We ask the Claude to use this formula, and also for the create a client attracting profile, we gave all these instructions. Summary is basically of headline, who are you, what do you do, what's your story. So use all the real estate, write in narrative format, clear mission. So these are the things we had to give to the Claude. So because we know these things, we provided these, and what we did is we went to the chat GPT, and in the chat GPT we actually gave this exact slides I showed, and I asked it to build how do you build a tool, like the input, output, and everything. So I can do this with Claude also, but I just use the chat GPT to do this, and the chat GPT gave me all the clear answers, like what is the input user must provide, and what is the output the user must provide, the tool must provide, for example, and then what is the steps and methods I have to use. Capture the input fields, apply the NPS, niche pain solution. This is the framework we use. And run the 5-layer refinement model. Again, where the automation, what problem, why this matters, desired transformation. These are the things we teach. So we gave these things, and then output, what are the output it has to give. And also there are optional Cialdini layer like authority, social proof to use. So as you see, there is a detailed information was given, and when we give this detailed information captured, so that is where this document, I have a very long prompt to give to the what I would say the Claude to build the tool, so that it has all these details, different things. So this is, again, as I said, this is generated with the chat GPT. So initially we gave the chat GPT generated, we worked with a couple of iterations to come to this, and once we arrived at chat GPT, all we had to do was go back to our Claude, and I gave this in Claude, and Claude is very good in summarizing a lot of things. As you see, it immediately summarized what we have given. So all these links, the Claude summarized. And when the Claude summarized these things, and I am fine with this, it went ahead. It gives many things. The Claude is extremely good technical implementation guide. So input form, what is the weight, all these things Claude has defined. I have not done any of these things, but I can always see whether the output is correct or not. I need to know, I need to verify the output. That is all I have done. So Claude has defined most of the things, and once it did all the things, it provided so much of data, as you see, and finally it gave me a tool also. And so this is the level Claude does. So you can use this into some other applications if you want, but in your own website. But the whole idea is, as you see, a simple prompt can be used to build the tool, right? So what is that tool you are looking? That's what I want to know. Do you have any idea like this, a LinkedIn or something like that, or in any area of your sales you want to build a tool, or you want to build a workflow automation, or you want to build maybe some kind of an asset, digital asset, anything you have which can be actually developed very quickly. So give me in comments what is that you want to build, and if you really want to actually accelerate this process, join our program where we cover a lot more. We give you the frameworks on how to build these things, and how to identify a lot of problems and help you fix these things. Thank you.